My name is Abir Mukerjee and I have come from Shantiniketan, and like we have been a part of this Biennale for we have been preparing for the Biennale in Shantiniketan, and the theme of the Biennale is a kind of a multicultural aspect which brings every culture and every transaction together, like the exchange of ideas. And so this is very much prevalent in our educational institute also, Shantiniketan, which is a part of Vishwa Bharati, and Vishwa Bharati and Kala Bhavan is a part of the Fine Arts Academy which we function in. So me myself, I am coming from Delhi. My father was in defense, so I have traveled almost all throughout the country, and then coming to Shantiniketan was a totally new experience for me. So this experience I want to translate into my own work as well as into this experience of coming here to Kochi. And we are a group of 5 people, and we have our teacher Parvez Kabir with us, and the project which we have evolved here is in a collaboration of the ideologies of Shantiniketan as an institute, as an ideology of Tagore, as a continuation of it, which we find it's observed here also. It's a kind of a multicultural, multi-layered society which is in prevalence as well as the past. The past is so continuous in the present, so it's not a thing which is just to be seen in museums. It is a lived experience. So I think it's a great opportunity for each student here, and my practice involves in painting as well as in other formal elements of art practice which we were taught in Shantiniketan, which ranges from the traditional miniatures, wall see and alpona drawing and fresco murals, and then transcends to the European school, and then we come to this place which gives us an opportunity to explore and to interact with artists and to find out new means and mediums of reaching out to communities and taking art to something which is just not to be meant for closed white cubes. Instead, it could be a tool and a medium to extend the society itself to outer reaches of, it connects everything. It's a universal language in a way. So the universality of the concept itself links, I think, the institutional approach as well as the kind of approach art should have. It shouldn't be a kind of a elitist view which has been maintained till now, but instead of fixed view of what art is, like after we pass out from institutions we approach galleries or the galleries approach us. So instead of a fixed pedagogy of work or pedagogy of skill or practice, we are given this opportunity. I think it's a great platform for every student to stretch its own barriers and limits. And apart from that, looking at artists who are working here, as our mentors, we only read them in our syllabus. So when we practically interact with them, work with them, see them looking at they're working, how they are evolving their work, so it gives us a great confidence to how actually the work happens stage by stage by stage, and not only just the finished work in a catalog or a magazine which we can read about, but as a lived experience of the journey of the work from the beginning to the end. So it helps us to imagine, conceptualize our own work in a better way. So I think it's a great approach to the kind of an introduction or a platform to one institution layering into another institution. It's a great approach of practice of art. Yeah, it's very nice. And in our group we have a range of people who are working, people are working in digital, then there is one person who is working in very intimate experiences with cloth as a medium, then we have sculptors and painters. So I think it's a great approach of mix of old traditional values of art or the methodologies of making art into something which is very contextual and which is very situated in the present. So I believe it is a great new way. It provides you with different perspectives. I'm from Delhi, another person is from Karnataka, one is from Goa, one is from Bangladesh. So itself the group has that heterogeneous approach. It is not a single view of what maybe a stylized view, or it's not that. It's something which is a mixed, multicultural, multi-viewed, and provides with it's an eclectic experience in a way. So I believe it's a nice way to look at a subject, then coming to a different area, interacting with it, then going back, then having a perspective and lens to look at it. So, and then provide the audience with a new experience altogether. So I think this experience would really enrich not only our own practice, but it helps to it helps to give an experience to the audience or to the viewer who is maybe like is not that accustomed to looking at art in a wider range. Like the scale itself covers the entire city and the like various areas. So it ranges from areas which have been abandoned, which are in use, so it links back to a lot of layers of trade, commerce, migration, cultural baggage, and then like, so linking all those things together would be a great approach and would really enrich the work itself. So our work deals with a lot of these issues, and the practice of Alpona in Shantiniketan, the floor decorations which we do, and from starting, it's a takeoff point from there. Then we, as people coming from different places, have a different notion of home altogether. So taking our notions of home, and right now we are in Shantiniketan. So like, how do you extend your home? What is actually home? So the underlying current is to find a home. Like here we see that architecture plays a great role. So there is a difference between architecture and a house, and it's an idea of a home. So I think that really is an underlying current of our work. So we are documenting and collecting personal documentaries, as well as something which is like a continuous evolving map in a way. So like taking drawings, material aspects, encouraging materials into it. So, and it's not an arranged or a diagram, but it's a kind of asymmetrical approach of making a network. It's an organic form of an artwork which keeps on growing in itself. So we tend to get that work. It's a continuous moving work. So we tend to get that work here and display it and integrate some materials and objects which are quite evident here also. So this is the kind of work which we are planning to do right now, and so this is I think more about like our practice, and this place has like the works which we have seen in the sites, various sites, the artists which are doing here. It's quite interesting in a way that how they are interacting with the community. So our approach in altogether is looking through this entire institution of Biennale, and that lens, the lens of Shantiniketan, which the institution has provided us, the approach of making art. So making something which is meaningful and has content which crosses the boundaries of just a mere place or a specific institution. So that would be the I think the initial intent, or the this thing of the project, and I like it's so this is more about what we are right now.